I was thinking a few days ago, how many times can a man genuinely love a woman? Not the same woman, but God forbid a man loses his woman that he loves very much. How many times is he able to pick himself up and feel the same ecstasy he's felt the first time and give himself like he's done the first time? That's the hardest thing. I think one of the hardest things about growing up, especially as a man, I think there are not many that think in the way I do, but obviously, and biasly, of course, the people that do think like me tend to be my better friends, and I look up to them in many ways. But how many times can a man fall in love with both himself and the world and a woman? I think as a man, I believe a man can only love 2 times. 3 if he's lucky. Anything more than 3 is not love. It's fish love. Anything more than 3 is not what I would call love. You see with your own eyes. You say it's love, but then in an instant, you forget about the person when, I guess, to many I might seem incorrect, but if you really love someone, it takes an eternity to let them go. For your mind and your soul and your body, you can't forget that. It's very difficult. That's where the argument goes. I mean, how many times do we make excuses for the people that we love? That's the hardest part about growing up, I think. Finding someone that you genuinely love, because all of a sudden you're 30 and you were messing around for a bit, and all of a sudden you just stick to what comes to you. That's not love, and that's not a way to live. So how do we live to the point of tears? A big revelation to me as well is how woman and a man is night and day difference. Night and day difference. A man will never understand a woman, and a woman will never understand a man, and that's just how it is. And I think the closer we can get to that realization, the better we can operate as a man and woman dynamic, as the yin and the yang, as the beautiful and the other part of the beautiful. But kind of what I was thinking a few days ago, Christianity and God is the religion of faith and hope and dreaming and living like every day's last day, and putting up our cross and doing the right thing. Because, back to what I was saying, we have to have hope and faith that we'll meet people that we have to meet, and that we'll be the people that we have to be. All faith is not lost. Some of us were born with good looks. Some of us were born with a lot of money. Some of us were born with a good family. Some of us was born with maybe not that smart. Maybe we didn't have that much money. Maybe our family growing up wasn't the best. Maybe we resent them for many reasons. But what I realized is the ball is always going to be in spin, and there's always going to be more lottery numbers, and there are unlimited lottery numbers, and it's up to us to scratch them, and it's up to us to see them scattered all over the floor and all over our lives, and it's there. But we have to have courage to think that things will be different this time around, because maybe we are able to love again. Maybe we are able to enjoy again. Maybe we are able to reinvent ourselves again. It doesn't matter if you're 22, if you're 50, if you're 81, if you're 6. Maybe these things are just mental blocks, because maybe at the end of every day, all defeat is psychological until death. All defeat is psychological until death. February 23, 11:53 p.m., 23:53 hours. We have to remember to be grateful and to love the people around us, because at the end of the day, the most expensive things are free, and all we have is right now. It's going to be fine. We have time. We have to be better and keep pushing for what's important. Keep striving for what cannot be seen, because all things that are godly, for the most part, cannot be seen. Last thing I'll say, I think the closest I've ever been to God, or what made me see God with my own eyes, is interacting with the most beautiful girl I think I've ever seen. In many ways, beautiful in many ways, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. The way she